The eyes are the most dangerous weapon in the human arsenal. We often speak of them poetically as the windows to the soul, but biologically, there's something far more terrifying. The retina is the only part of the human central nervous system that is visible from the outside. When you look into someone's eyes, you are not looking at a separate organ. You are looking directly at their exposed brain. In the animal kingdom, a direct, sustained gaze is a prelude to violence. It is a targeting system. It signals, I have selected you. I am calculating the distance. I am about to strike. The prey animal feels a massive spike of cortisol. It feels the freeze response of the vagus nerve. It feels the biological urge to look away, to show submission, to break the tension. The predator does not look away. The predator locks on. We have covered our instincts with suits and ties, but the biology remains unchanged. In every interaction, there is a predator and there is prey. The person who can hold the gaze is the predator. The person who looks away is the prey. This is not about being polite. This is about neurodominance. In this dossier, we will dissect the predator stare. We will analyze the neuroscience of the blink rate, why Elizabeth Holmes faked her unblinking eyes. We will explore the psychopathic gaze found in clinical serial killers. And we will give you the protocol to master your eyes so that you can dominate a room without saying a single word. Welcome to Umbra Decode. Don't blink. Why do we blink? Physiologically, we need to moisturize the cornea. This requires about 3 to 5 blinks per minute. But the average human blinks 15 to 20 times per minute. Why the gap? Why do we blink 400% more than necessary? Because blinking is not just about moisture, it is about cognitive load. Neuroscience shows that the spontaneous blink rate correlates directly with dopamine levels and mental stress. When your brain is processing too much information, when you are lying, when you are anxious, when you are calculating a difficult answer, you blink rapidly. It is your brain's way of cutting the feed to process the data. It is a neurological stutter. A rapid blink signals, I am overwhelmed, I am thinking, I am nervous. Conversely, a low blink rate signals high dominance and low anxiety. It says, I am not overwhelmed, my processing power is higher than yours, I do not need to cut the feed. Consider Elizabeth Holmes, the fraudster behind Theranos. She famously spoke in a fake deep voice and taught herself not to blink. It felt unnatural, it felt predatory, it was disturbing, but it worked. Investors gave her hundreds of millions of dollars because her unblinking stare signaled absolute conviction. She hacked the biological signal of truth to sell a lie. Clinical psychologists have identified a phenomenon known as the psychopathic gaze. When normal people communicate, they use social gazing. They look at the eyes, then the mouth, then look away to release tension. It is a dance of mutual comfort. Psychopaths do not dance, they hunt. They engage in predatory staring. Why do they stare? Because they lack a startle reflex. Research by Dr. Robert Hare shows that the psychopathic amygdala does not process social anxiety. They do not feel the awkwardness of prolonged eye contact. To them, you are an object, a puzzle to be solved, food to be eaten. They are observing you with the same detached intensity a scientist uses to observe a microbe. This stare creates a massive chemical reaction in your brain. Your brain screams danger. Your heart rate spikes. You feel naked. This induces regression. Under the pressure of the predator stare, normal people regress to a childlike state of submissiveness. You start talking faster, you start revealing secrets, you laugh nervously, you do anything to break the tension. They remain silent. They remain still. They just watch. By refusing to break the gaze, they force you to enter their reality.
You do not need to be a psychopath to use this. You just need to understand the math of status. Social psychologists use a metric called the visual dominance ratio. It is calculated by comparing how much you look at someone while speaking versus how much you look while listening.
Low-status behavior. You look at them when they speak, obedience. You look away when you speak, submission or insecurity. This signals, I am seeking your approval, but I am afraid to challenge you. High-status behavior. You look at them when you speak, dominance/command. You look at them when they speak, evaluation/judgment. The high-status individual maintains eye contact roughly 80 to 90% of the time. They do not look down. They do not look sideways. If they break eye contact, they look up, accessing thought, or slowly to the side, dismissal. They never look down, submission. The next time you are in a negotiation, track your ratio. If you are looking away more than they are, you are losing. This fear of the stare is not new. It is ancient. For thousands of years, almost every culture on Earth has feared the evil eye. In Italy, malocchio. In the Middle East, nazar. The belief that a look of intense envy or malice can actually cause physical harm, sickness, bad luck, or ruin. Modern science dismisses this as superstition, but psychologically, the evil eye is real. It is the choking effect. When you are being watched by an envious or hostile observer, your performance degrades. You become self-conscious, you stumble, you fail. The predator stare is the modern evil eye. It disrupts your flow state. It makes you question your own competence. Rasputin, the mad monk of Russia, used this to control the Tsarina. His eyes were described as burning coals that could paralyze a room. He wasn't doing magic. He was doing extreme psychological domination. This power has a flip side. The same gaze that terrifies an enemy can seduce a lover. This is the copulatory gaze. Prolonged eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and phenylethylamine, the love drug. It mimics the biological bond between mother and child. But here is the secret. There is a thin line between fear and arousal. Both states involve high heart rates, sweaty palms, and focused attention. The predator stare creates arousal. If you are attractive and you hold the gaze, the other person's brain asks, are they going to kill me or kiss me? That confusion creates sexual tension. It is the thrill of the dangerous element. The bad boy or femme fatale archetype relies on this ambiguity. They look at you like you are prey, but you want to be caught. How do you train this? Most people cannot hold eye contact because of social anxiety. Their brain screams, "Look away!" You must override this reflex. Use the sticky eyes technique, coined by communication expert Lael Lowndes. Imagine your eyes are glued to the other person's face with warm taffy. When you must look away, do not dart your eyes. Peel them away slowly. This signals that you are reluctant to stop looking at them. It makes the other person feel captivating.
If direct eye contact feels too aggressive, use the triangle. Look at their left eye, then their right eye, then their mouth. Cycle through this triangle every 5 to 10 seconds. This keeps you focused on their face, but reduces the laser beam intensity that might creep them out. And finally, the ultimate defense. If you're intimidated by someone, a boss, a bully, or an interrogator, do not look them in the eye. Look at the spot directly in the center of their forehead, just above the eyebrows. To them, it looks like you are making strong eye contact, but to you, you are looking at a piece of skin. You will feel zero emotional pressure.
Meanwhile, they will feel scrutinized. They will feel like you are looking at their brain, not into their eyes. It flips the script instantly. The eyes are not just the window to the soul. They are the weapon of the will. If you cannot control your eyes, you cannot control the room. Stop looking at the floor. Stop looking at your phone. Stop hiding. Look at the world, and make the world look back.
To master the nonverbal language of power, subscribe to Umbra Decode. We see you.